Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. A warm welcome to your new subscribers over the past week or so. A massive thank you to all of the members, the Patreons, and everybody supports this channel through the Element Games affiliate link and using the crystal code at the checkout. It does make a massive difference and it allows me to cover the new releases. If you do subscribe to the channel, you'll be treated to daily content and you'll be informed when I release a new video. So let's get straight into the news and pre-order video today. We'll start off at the Warhammer community, and if we go back a week ago to March the 11th, round about here. So there were some pre-orders for Black Library last weekend on the Saturday. You've got Cypher, Lord of the Fallen, limited edition. I have every faith that a hardback and possibly even a softback version of this book will make its way to us at some point. You've got Araman Eternal in paperback, I believe, and Knight of Talasar Omnibus. That's available in paperback. You got a few other books available in different languages. Then last weekend on the Saturday we had the pre-orders for Warhammer 40,000 in the form of Arcs of Omen, Vashtor. So fellow hobbyists will be receiving their Arcs of Omen goodies today. I've skipped this release mainly because of this box set, really, the Wrath of the Soulforged King. I like Azrael and I like Vashtor, but all of the other miniatures I can skip, and I just hope that they release Vashtor and Azrael separately in the not too distant future. Typically it's about a month or two from a box set release that they release it separately. Of course, if you don't own any of the miniatures in that set, it's worth picking up because you do save a good chunk of money. You've got the dice, you've got an art print bundle, you've got some board and patrols, the Adeptus Mechanicus one, the Chaos Demons, the Death Guard, and the Genestealer Cult. I think we've also got an Orc one on its way, and a Sisters and a Custodes. So yeah, keep an eye out for those if you're after some miniatures at a bit of a discount. You have the Knights dice sets, which was very odd, so long after their release. Then one of the highlights, for me at least, was the Typhon Heavy Siege Tank up for pre-order. Exodus, the One Who's Many, for the Alpha Legion from Forge World, and the Traitor Esoterist console, as well as the final set of Mark 6 heads for Alpha Legion, their shoulder pads, the heads for the Raven Guard, and the shoulder pads for the Raven Guard, as well as a new release, 2 packs of character heads if you wanted to custom your just normal Space Marines or even characters, I guess. So if you wanted to create your own consul or Praetor even. We also had some new releases. Can you believe it? 2023 and new releases for Lord of the Rings in the form of Faramir, Madril and Damrog, as well as Gothmog, Lieutenant of Sauron. And then the brand new White Dwarf for March, issue 486. So quite a lot of pre-orders last weekend. But the very next day, we had a teaser. Echoes from the Warp. What I can tell from the teaser is there's Terminators. So one would assume that Terminators are getting a refresh, maybe even Primaris Terminators. And also that's a Tyranid Eye as well. The same day, we had the Sunday preview. So these are all the pre-orders up for today, for Saturday the 18th of March. You've got the Battle Tome for Blades of Khorne. You've got the Realm Gore Ritualist. You've got the Vanguard, Blades of Khorne, the War Scroll cards, the dice, the Hedonites of Slaanesh get their Battle Tome. I really like the cover art. It's such a throwback to 1980s art style, I think, with the books. Lord of Hubris as well, and then the Vanguard for Head Knights of Slaanesh, as well as the War Scroll cards, the dice, and then for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. Oh dear. I haven't met that many people so far in the hobby that really like these. Most of the people that I've spoken to think they're just awful, like in terms of the direction that they've gone. My personal take on it is I would have preferred if they had just stuck with all of the Legion specific resin Contemptors, because the whole Contemptor was Legion specific. It wasn't just the torso and the head. And I don't think Forge World and Games Workshop have got this. I don't think they've got it right. Obviously, they're trying to push the plastic Contemptor Dreadnoughts. I think they've sold enough of those. I think a lot of people bought the Contemptors and the plastic Leviathans. I think it's a little bit too late as well. Everyone that wanted a plastic Contemptor Dreadnought has probably already got one by now, and they've sprayed it in their Legion-specific colours. So I'm not quite sure who this is catering for now, unless you want multiples for your, actual Legion. It's a very odd direction to take, because it's not even a happy medium, because they're just creating the torso and the head, and it's in resin as well. I've done the maths, and it's actually more expensive to go down this route than it is to have bought a resin Contemptor Dreadnought before. So yeah, what you're also left with a more expensive Contemptor Dreadnought is a less Legion specific one, because you're not getting the hips, the legs, the knees, the shoulder pauldrons, and so on. So yeah, and we've got another 12 more to go. Black Library, you've got War Boss by Mike Brooks, and then Warhammer Plus Battle Report, and Skulls and Bone, how to paint those. So not a huge amount to pre-order for today, but we'll go through those in a moment. You've got speedrun engine kills with massive Adeptus Titanicus conversion beam weapons. Now, out of all of them, I probably like the Warlord weapon. It definitely looks more unique, I think. But overall, I just think that they're getting lazy. I never thought that I'd say this. There's thousands and thousands of Titan owners out there that just haven't got these big weapons in normal scale, not Adeptus Titanicus scale. And I think it's also lazy that all they're doing is they're just grabbing existing weapons and they're just slapping them on Titans. Where's the creativity? I want to see new weapons. I don't want to see weapons that, they've done that with Volkite, they've done that with this. At least the Plasma Annihilator or the Volcano Cannon were a bit more unique. Whereas these conversion beamers and the Volkite especially, they're just putting existing weapons on there. I would like to see brand new weapons that we've never seen before. Honestly, there's so many variants now of the different weapons on these Titans. Then you've got Old World Development Diary, revealing the weapons of war. So there's a little look at some of these weapons, shaping up to be pretty good. You've got the Battle Tome Blades of Khorne. It would be nice if they redid the Bloodletters though. You've got the preview for the Adepticon 2023. So all of these, 40k, Sigmar, Horus Heresy, Kill Team and Underworlds. It's going to be Thursday the 23rd of March at 3 AM. So yeah, if you don't fancy waking up that early or staying up that late, then you'll be able to find all of their news and things on this website as soon as you wake up. You've got the Rumour Engine 14th of March. A couple of spears there. You've got the Bound Demons of the Runestorm Herald of Pact year for the Horus Heresy, so this is interesting. In the first edition of a second wave of releases, the Horus Heresy team are now exploring some of the unusual corners of an already strange war. So the Bound Demons of the Runestorm. You can download some of the rules there for free. You've got use guaranteed sixes to tempt your foes with Battletome Hedonites of Slaanesh. And then these are the new boarding patrols that have been cited. So you've got the Adeptus Sororitas. Yeah, that looks fine. Seems like a decent to reinforce your force. Seems like you get one set of Battle Sisters, one set of Celestian Sacrosancts. You've got the Repentia Superior and the Repentia. And then you've got the boarding patrol, Adeptus Custodes. So funny having a boarding control consistent of 9 miniatures though. I wonder if they'll do an Imperial Knight one. Border Patrol 1,000 Suns as well, and that's it. So that's those. You've got Khorne and Slaanesh settle the score in this week's Warhammer Plus Battle Report. You got the Faith of Indomitus Crusade in Dawn of Fire Martyr's Tomb. These are all the Dawn of Fire books. Can't believe there's so many. You've got 40 Years of Warhammer Clash of the Warlord Titans. Unleash the power of the Gore Chosen with a barbarous new Blades of Khorne battalion. So this is their new battalion. Then the legendary Commander Dante crosses the Rubicon Primaris. So the day of revelation has come a little earlier than expected. Yeah. Basically because I think someone was sent this Primaris Dante instead of the normal one and decided to show it with the world. I mean, of course, why wouldn't you? I would. So yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, it's non-metallic gold, just absolutely lovely. Such an upgrade to the previous one, which I think was in Finecast for a while. I've got the metal version though, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting Dante and giving you a comparison for him. You got Middle Earth made to order. Rangers of the North clash with Mordor Orcs. So these are all coming up for made to order soon. The Witch King of Angmar on Fellbeast as well. Looks amazing. And some Orc Warriors, Bowmen, and the Cave Troll. Horus Heresy Thursday. So yeah, they picked a Horus Heresy Thursday specifically to advertise the other 12 torsos and heads in resin. And this just, showcases more than most of the other pictures how bland these look. From the hips down and the shoulder pads as well. It's, other than the colour, you couldn't really tell them apart. I don't think it's a massive upgrade. And if you are able to pick up the full Legion specific resin dreadnoughts, I would strongly suggest you do, if there's a way of you being able to get those still. That's all I need to say about that, because for me these just don't look Legion specific enough. I think it's quite a few steps backwards that they've gone. It's a shame, really. It really is, what they've done with the old Contemptors, and it just goes to show that all this time they could have been pumping out different turrets and just upgrade sets for existing plastic kits, but they chose not to. So yeah, it's highlighting that as well, that they could have been doing those things and selling things separately, which is what they're doing now. I mean, yeah, they've got them in bundles yesterday, but still, it's they're going backwards, I think, which is such a shame. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Meta Watch. Galician champions establish themselves in the meta. You've got the Disciples of Tzeentch there, Lumineth Realm Lords. Wow, those by Gits, pretty high up on the win rate as well. You got the 3 hosts of Slaanesh wage war with a new battle tome. You've got Forge World pre-orders. Another article showcasing these torsos and heads. We're looking at them individually now as well. Dark Angels Contemptor, Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, White Scars, Imperial Fists, and Sons of Horus. No, Forge World, we want full Legion specific things. You create full Legion specific units and things already. Yeah, never mind. Big Brother's Cabin Fever. You got the Hedonites Slaanesh army, Sand Wreath Carnival of Cavorting. What have Khorne and Slaanesh been up to during the era of the Beast? And then the Aranthian Succession, Vaults and Temenos serves up Saints, Sinners and Savage Skirmishers. So another upgrade book there for those. And that's it for the news. So let's jump on over to Forge World right here and have a look at these torsos again. So they're right here on the very front page. It's only showing 2 of them. Massive mistake again. Like, you could have 3 there and 3 there, and still they would be big enough. People are viewing these shop fronts on probably their OLEDs, or maybe 30-inch computer monitors and things. We've got enough space. Forge World, come on. So if we click on new and we go on pre-orders, and here they are. So they're all £25 each. As I say, I've done the maths, and it's more expensive now to get a Legion. I say a Legion specific Dreadnought in quotation marks, because it's not really. It's a Legion specific torso and head, and a standard plastic Contemptor Dreadnought. So it's not really a Legion specific one. But anyway, you can get your Dark Angels one, your Sons of Horus. It says it consists of 2 parts, I think. 3 resin components. So I think it's the top part, the head, and then this under side of the torso. Doesn't really show, which is, again, should have showed that. I mean, they show the head in a different position, so one can assume that that's a, separate part. But they should have shown the individual pieces, like they normally do. And then, you've got the heads and the pads and things from the week before. So I say not much to pre-order from Forge World, not really, just all of these. So that being said, let's have a look at Games Workshop's pre-orders for today. Okay, so here we are on Games Workshop's web store, and are they going for minimalist recently? I think they are, but we've just got the 2 new miniatures for Hedonites of Slaanesh and Khorne, and Blades of Khorne right here. We've got a little look at the Legion Contemptor Dreadnought still, and some Middle-earth scenario bundles. But if we click on new and exclusive, and we go to pre-orders, and we go high to low, and right here we've got Wrath of the Soulforged King was last week, and that was sold out. You've got the Wrath of the Soulforged King box set itself still available, I think, for 130. But made to order, you've got the Coming of Mumakil. You've got £119. So if you missed out on a war Mummock, now is your chance. But I say now is your chance. It's already temporarily out of stock online, I guess. Then we've got Ambush at Amon Hen, £118.50. You've got the Bridge of Khazad Doom with the Balrog, that sold out pretty quick. Flies and Spiders, £107. You got the Out of the Frying Pan for £92.50. Roast Mutton, so you got the 3 Trolls for £87.50. And what's interesting is it seems like you've got the same fellowship throughout all of these. So you got the Dead Marshes with a Nazgul, £85.50. And then you've got the new Vanguards. So you've got the Vanguard Hedonites of Slaanesh, £85 there. You get 20 plastic miniatures. You've got the Border Patrol for Adeptus Mechanicus was last weekend, but then you've got the Vanguard Blades of Khorne. If you do collect Blades of Khorne and also World Eaters, then yes, you've got enough parts with that Invocatus Juggernaut, on Juggernaut, to build the Lord on Juggernaut if you pick up this, but then you're going to have 2 Juggernauts spare. But I just thought I'd make that point. Paths of the Dead for £85. Attack in Lake Town for £84.50. You've got the Border Patrol Chaos Demons was last weekend. So was the Gene Stealer Cults. So was the Death Guard. Death Guard's sold out. Typhon Heavy Siege Tank was last weekend. And then you've got all of these 6, I say Legion specific Contemptor Dreadnoughts. I banged on about them throughout the whole of this video. But yeah, you can get basically, I think it's the 15 plus as well because of the resin torso, but it just consists of the 3 Contemptor Dreadnought sprues. It's actually the full Contemptor kit, so it's got the Volkite and the Plasma, but it's also got the other sprue that they did eventually bundle it with, as well as the main Contemptor sprue, and the resin torso and head, and I think top part for the I say Legion specific part of it as well. So £62.50. If you wanted dual weapons, then yes, as I said, it's going to cost you more than what we previously had when we had the full resin miniature for Contemptor Dreadnought. But you can get all of these £62.50. It's quite pricey, and as you notice, there's nothing special about the shoulder pads, and all of their legs look the same, and they're going to be in the same poses. It's such a letdown. But anyway, I don't want to bang on too much about them. Otherwise, this video should be renamed Super Moans about the Contemptor Dreadnought. You got the Battle Tome Blades of Khorne, nice cover art there, for both of them really, £55. For the Blades of Khorne, that consists of, there's 500 of them, and there's 120 pages, so it's quite a chunky one. It's decent size. The Hedonites of Slaanesh, interesting, 120 as well. So 120 for both of those. They have the page keeper, the gold page edges, and the full soft touch cover art. It's a gamble, spending a whopping £55 from Games Workshop on these limited edition war tomes, or battle tomes, or codexes, or whatever, because they just put them in a slip case. They don't put them in a hard cardboard box or anything to protect them. They don't put any bubble wrap. It's literally, they just slip them into this cardboard cover, and that's it. You've seen my Gloomspite Gits limited edition unboxing, and it was damaged, and they didn't give me a replacement or refund or anything like that. So it's really, really poor customer service. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. If you're thinking about getting these, there's even less of a reason to get these than the standard edition now. Then you've got the standard editions themselves, £32.50, and then you've got the Lord of the Rings miniatures, brand new miniatures that were up for pre-order last weekend. You've got the Hedonites of Slaanesh dice set up for pre-order, £25 for 20 dice. So yeah, they're it won't be long before we're spending sort of £40 for 20 dice, I guess. You've got Khan Betrayer, not sure what he's doing there, but Lord of Hubris, £22.50 for that new miniature, and the Realm Gore Ritualist, £22.50 as well. You've got the dice sets from last weekend, and the War Scroll for Blades of Khorne, and the War Scroll cards for Hedonites of Slaanesh. And then the new book this weekend is just the War Boss book, £18 by Mike Brooks. Look at the other books that he's written, Brutal and Cunning, and I think he wrote the Gazgul Thraka book as well. So yeah, not that many pre-orders this weekend, but it mainly focuses on Age of Sigmar and the Contemptor torsos, and a couple of the Vanguard sets as well. What do you guys think of all the news and the pre-orders today? Will you be picking up anything? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below, and if you just want to vent about the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, then yeah, here's the place to do it. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.